Greetings to ladies and gentlemen. In some bonsai exhibitions in recent years in Vietnam, there has been the appearance of works that are extremely rare with a special style. At first glance, we might be reminded of ancient trees in nature, miniaturized into bonsai pots. But when observing carefully, we see in them an entire universe of artistry, profound humanistic ideas, and extremely difficult technical creation, as the artist brings very expressive strokes into their bonsai works. Some traditional bonsai enthusiasts, whose qibong are disc-like canopies, say, "It looks like a pile of straw," because it seems a little chaotic and does not follow traditional rules. But for the younger generation, and especially for those with an open mindset, it is considered a breakthrough in thinking and shaping techniques. So, which judgment is correct? To answer this question, let us look at it objectively. As mentioned above, if traditional style bonsai makers see works in the new style and think, "The tree looks like a pile of straw," then those who follow the new style say that the traditional tree looks like it is wearing hats or conical caps, because traditional trees usually have large, round, dense qibong. As for me personally, I think that when evaluating a work, the evaluator will place it within certain criteria and circumstances. If traditionalists can apply the criteria, ko, ki, mi, vun, the new style does not necessarily have to follow these, but mainly emphasizes the perception of the viewer, as long as people like and are captivated by a beautiful work. The context, creating the thought and style. Dear friends, in Vietnam, where there is the 1,000-year-old capital Hanoi, people here carry a calm, refined, and elegant temperament, as expressed in the famous verse, "Không thơm cũng thế hoa nhài, đâu không thanh lịch cũng người trang an." The temperament of old Hanoi people is truly special, somewhat sensitive to time and space, and it also influences the way Hanoi people cultivate bonsai. It is completely different from the way trees are shaped in rural provinces of Vietnam. They respect natural beauty and do not force the tree into rigid molds like the village-style trees. 2 branches with a chi bone disc plus 1 apex. Or 4 branches, 1 apex, forming a conical shape. Moreover, in the narrow space of streets and old houses, where could one have enough area to cultivate large garden-style trees? Therefore, mini and medium-sized bonsai are very popular here. People living in the space of narrow streets, amidst the busyness of daily life, have a unique rhythm. Everyday experiences with space and time differ. A bit of sunlight passing through small gaps, a gentle breeze through narrow alleys, and an ancient tree in a distant countryside miniaturized into a bonsai pot evokes nostalgia, longing, and the artist's heartfelt expression. Miniaturized ancient trees, bong nhai, and natural features. Many times I have visited the homes of relatives and friends in Hanoi. Upon entering, I came across small, delicate bonsai, carefully pruned, not overly bound by rules. Seeing me paying attention, they quietly said, "In a narrow street house space, this style of bonsai is appropriate." In the Hanoi approach, ancient trees are miniaturized but retain their natural essence, rugged trunks, moss, and scars bearing the marks of time. The rhythm of the qibong when pruning is also different. Clusters are high and low, forward and backward, alternately, giving the feeling that the tree is alive, moving, yet harmonious. The spaces between canopies are intelligently utilized to create open areas and depth when viewing. This is the spirit of pruning with bong nhai, a special technique both natural and rhythmic, like a gentle musical composition, a broad painting among the old streets sketched by the bonsai artist. The HoangLeMinh style. At the Dong Anh exhibition, when looking at the name boards, I noticed that some of the owners were slightly different. However, I knew that these were the names of members in the bonsai group following the HoangLeMinh style. The HoangLeMinh style represents the pinnacle of Hanoi bonsai, nurturing the tree, pruning it, then nurturing it again over multiple seasons. The tree is guided according to its natural rhythm, without forcing it. The characteristic bong nhai rhythm, high and low, near and far, alternately, creates a sense of drifting, of movement within stillness. Multiple tips, multiple layers, multiple tiers. Each tree is like a living sketch. Each one tells its own story, emphasizing the passage of time. The grower must observe, care, and adjust the tree according to the seasons, creating the soul of the old quarter within the mini tree. The overall effect allows viewers to feel stirred, uplifted, and carried away by the unusual composition and expressive lines. Our technical comparison with the Tan Dui method, the HoangLeMinh style in Hanoi, with the Bonsai rhythm, naturally high and low, sparse and dense alternated, highlights empty spaces and creates movement within stillness. The canopy is natural, almost preserving the tree's original shape with minimal intervention. This differs from the Tan Dui technique of HoangLeMinh in Haiphong, where branches and canopies are intentionally guided, creating focal points and emphasizing strong movement in one direction. The distinguishing feature of HoangLeMinh's style, which other styles lack, is the Bonsai technique, harmoniously natural yet vibrant. The canopy remains true to the tree's life, and the expressive branches, elevated shoots, and water-reflecting branches create very strong movement. Comparison with Chinese penjing and Japanese bonsai. When observing Chinese penjing works, one sees landscapes like ink paintings, emphasizing the beauty of mountains, rivers, trees, and evoking a sense of transcendence. When viewing Japanese bonsai, one sees precision, balance, stillness, and a Zen approach striving for perfection. The tree itself is a work of art. However, in HoangLeMinh's works, one finds refinement, quietness, intimacy. Observing the tree reveals movement within stillness, natural motion, emotional depth, and elegance, like lively sketches in the old streets, following rhythms close to human life. Reactions from traditional bonsai enthusiasts. The two schools often refer to each other with characteristic nicknames. Some traditional bonsai practitioners call HoangLeMinh-style trees looking like a pile of straw, slightly confusing, with leaves obscuring visibility, lacking balance, and losing proportion. Meanwhile, HoangLeMinh-style enthusiasts call traditional trees wearing hats or conical caps, the mum soi or kwa phuk atop the tree, with round, rigid, evenly spaced canopies. This reflects different aesthetic philosophies. One side emphasizes naturalness, experience, and the rhythm of old quarter life. The other emphasizes tradition, balance, perfection, and proportion in the tree. Reception by the young generation and international recognition. Many young people greatly admire the HoangLeMinh style because the trees possess a graceful, subtle rhythm, closely attuned to urban spaces. This style easily creates a distinct impression, setting it apart from Japanese, Chinese, and other bonsai schools. Currently, many international visitors have taken note of Vietnamese bonsai with its natural style, full of emotion. I believe that the future trend will see mini bonsai with the Bonsai pruning technique become more widespread, blending with other bonsai styles, bringing vitality to the development of Vietnamese bonsai art, gradually establishing its name in the international bonsai market. I find myself briefly contemplating the future of this artistic style. And you, do you prefer traditional or natural trees, disc-shaped canopies, or bonsai? Please comment below so we can share and exchange ideas together. Ladies and gentlemen, the art of bonsai is a confluence of life, culture, and miniature artistry. No matter which bonsai school you follow, each is valuable and worthy of respect. Let us learn from one another and grow together so that, on a beautiful sunny day, we may once again admire genuine works marked by the ideas and craftsmanship of artists who have devoted much effort and time. Their creations contribute to enriching and diversifying the colors of the Vietnamese and global bonsai scene. With that, the Beautiful Bonsai channel concludes this video. We look forward to seeing you again in the next program.